Lately, I have been feeling very lazy in my prayer life. And this morning I began to pray. And as I was praying, I was like, Lord, I don't even know what to say to you. Sometimes I don't even have the words to say. And I feel like I'm praying amiss almost. And in my prayer, I feel like sometimes when I'm talking to God, like it's just so elementary. Like, not saying that your prayers have to be so extravagant, but lately I feel like my prayers have been so simple, almost like Our Father who art in heaven, or thank you for waking me up this morning. I felt like it's been so stagnant. So I've been praying to God, asking God this morning, like, why do I feel so spiritually lazy, and not even in my prayer life, but also as it relates to even waking up in the mornings and throughout the day just feeling extremely tired or extremely sleepy. Normally I would have a Bible verse that leads me somewhere, so I would pick a Bible verse based on that. But this morning I just flipped my Bible and I was like, you know what, let me go back to the book of Isaiah, because I love the book of Isaiah. So I switched on to Isaiah. So I began to read Isaiah 56, and when I tell you, God is such a comedian, right? And he's read me up. Like, I can't even pretend. Like, God has called my car. Like, if I falling off, if I ain't doing right, like, he ain't short on words as it relates to communicate with me, to let me know where I am and where I stand and how he could answer and respond to me. So as I was reading, I came across this scripture and I felt shame, right? But also, even in me feeling shame, it was almost like okay, Sharon, like, this is how you feel, or this is what you deal with, or what you're going through, but I can need you to push through this. Like, I can need you to, okay, understand that, pick that up, set that aside, and press in. Don't just stay there, don't get stuck there. So I'll read. Isaiah 56:10 reads, His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. It's not funny, but it's funny. And it just had me thinking on how sometimes spiritually, like, we're so dead or so blind, right? Like, we're in the presence of God or we're living for Christ, but sometimes we are so caught up on or so oblivious on some of the things that we're not aware of. Like, we're spiritually weak. Like, we're not aware of what's happening around us or why we're even getting attacked. So sometimes even that spirit of discernment that we ask God for is no longer present. We have to be so careful when we get to that, because we don't ever want to fall in a state where we're about to approach danger and we don't know that we're in a dangerous state. So even when our prayer lives become a little bit, dormant, like, do we stay there, sleep and slumber? Or when our prayer lives get dormant, do we now put on that mindset to begin to press in and pray, even if you're praying these elementary prayers, even if it's the only thing that you could say over and over again, or even if it's the same prayer that you have to say to God over and over again? Maybe even in that prayer you begin to get your breakthrough, and you begin to prepare yourself, because we don't know. The word always says pray without ceasing, right? So in any capacity, even if that's the only thing that you're able to say in that moment, but don't be like these lying dogs that aren't able to discern when danger is coming, and it may not be the physical world, but spiritual danger, where you become disconnected from God, or you're no longer connected to the vine as it relates to being in God's presence. I don't know who this word is for today, but I felt as if I had to share, because sometimes we do get complacent in our walk with God, and we feel like, okay, because everything is going okay and everything seems to be going, like, going steady and there's no hiccups. Sometimes in that space of time, because we feel like everything is going according to plan, we forget to go back to God and begin to pray for these things that we're actually going through. We forget to set a foundation for the next season that is to come. We don't let up on prayer when things are going good, because the prayers that we prayed prior for us to even be in this season is what got us here. So in order for us to continue to walk into God's blessings or God's favor or God's protection over us, and stay in his presence, like, we literally have to keep on setting either these little stepping stones, or keep on planting these seeds to ensure that when we get into the next season, we continue to water them. I had to share that today because it mashed me up a little bit. It hurt my feelings, but it also opened my eyes to realize, don't become a blind watchman. Those who are called to be watchmen in the presence of God, who are called to be watchmen in his kingdom, stay on guard. Always stay on guard, because we're the ones that God has called to warn his people, and we don't ever want to get out of place. We don't ever want to get out of position, not just for us, but the world. That's our calling, and we don't want to miss out on what God has called us to do. We don't want to mess up his assignment. God has a plan, and that plan is going to come to pass, but it's up to us if we decide to be a part of the plan or not, because his plan is going to come to fruition. His plan is going to come to pass, and for me, I want to be a part of that master plan. I want to be the one that is always on alert. I want to be the one that has that spirit of discernment, so I could be able to warn my friends, my family, to warn you, So yeah, let's not be lazy. And if we are lazy in this season, God does call for a time for rest, but we can't be complacent and just stay there. We really need to get up after our resting period and start talking to him, even if it's just our Father prayer. And we start small and then begin to talk to God and have that intimate relationship with him, where even if that intermediate prayer that you feel is intermediate becomes more personal. There's a song that's coming to mind now. I don't know the title, but it's from One House, and I could hear the words, "Wake up, oh sleeper." So, time to wake up, whatever that means. Wake up early to pray, wake up spiritually so you could be more spiritually aware. But wake up. It's time to wake up. Get on your walls, Watchmen. So I don't know who this word is for, but I hope this even gave you a laugh today. Get up.